listening to the Riverdale Rewind on Charlotte CW.
Hey, welcome to the Riverdale Rewind. I'm Nomi with
Tonya.
And we are going to recap the entire show, plus give you some of the insight of what we think is going to be happening next episode. Now, Jess usually does these episodes with us, but she is in Scotland and Ireland.
I'm jealous.
Right? She wants to be here.
She does.
Probably not. She's vacationing. Come on. So last night, you were live tweeting through the WCCB Charlotte app, and there was a lot going on. Make sure you follow it because Tanya will be live tweeting every single episode. We're going to start it off with What the Pop, and with What the Pop, it's what blew our mind, whether it's a character or a scene or something that happened that just blew our mind. What do you think, Tanya?
Well, obviously at the end, I don't want to give away anything.
No, give it away. There's spoilers.
Okay.
There's spoilers in this. Sorry. Just giving you a heads up, there will be spoilers.
So at the end, the very end, it seems like at the end of these episodes are the most shocking for me because the serial killer is on a rampage and he kills, or so-called kills, another, person.
There's two people in the car.
Yes.
It's Moose and
Niche.
Yes, and Moose always brags, pretty much in several episodes, that he's this big guy. Okay, that he could handle a lot, he could take a lot, and I noticed that he kind of covers her, and. So my theory for that section is that she's still alive. I don't know if he is.
I'm not sure. I mean, the guy is, first of all, the scene was a little bit odd because they're in the car doing the jingle jangle, whatever they're doing.
Which is a new drug introduced in this episode.
Right. So they're already a little bit slow to go, but if I know I'm in the car and I see a guy with a ski mask and a gun coming up to the car, I'm going to start the engine and probably go.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so he doesn't do that, and then he just kind of gets shot. And now we don't know where he gets shot. He could, like you said, just be injured. So.
Right, like Archie's dad, he got shot on the side, survived it. So we don't know what the status is on that. My What the Pop moment was the entire Lodge family.
Right.
Oh my goodness. Okay,
they're nasty.
Right. Okay, I didn't realize how evil they were. This took it to a whole nother level.
Whole new level.
And even Veronica, I felt like really stepped up to the plate because she's trying to change the ways of her family. She's trying to be the good person.
Yeah, she wants to have a normal family.
Yeah, and her parents are crooked.
They're very crooked.
So the moment I'm thinking of in particular is when her mom takes the blame for the letter, was saying, I wrote the letter that her dad sent to her, and that just blew Veronica's mind. But that really didn't happen.
It really didn't. So she told her mom, the whole thing was a little chaotic.
Right.
Because it just is kind of, first, the dinner, they're always at a dinner at their house, and it feels like they're in a 5-star restaurant to me.
Yes, with the fire going on, the drinks. She drank the Cristal.
So it feels a little Godfather-ish, that kind of family. So, that definitely is very shocking. They're very nasty, and they have not sharpened their claws all the way. I know they have some more dirty stuff coming our way.
Yeah, and I mean, what the red flag should have been when she brought up, like, well, I wrote the letter. Well, but did you? Did you buy me these pearls then, too?
Right.
Because the necklace came out of that as well. So,
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's so many questions, but I felt like that scene just was the tip of the iceberg of what kind of level of evil there is in that family.
Yes.
But going on to the casting recap, because there is a new character that we were introduced to, and that is the lawyer, the Serpent's lawyer. Britt Morgan is the actress, and she's going as Penny Peabody. And that I was not expecting her to come up, to be honest with you, because you're in a tattoo shop. And you're like, okay, where is this leading?
Where is this going? What am I doing? First of all, you're a lawyer, but you have a shop. I mean, your office is in the tattoo shop.
Right.
So, in the backstory, I don't know, red flag should have been all over that for Jughead, but, it wasn't.
Right. And not only that, but you walk into her office and you see all of the documents all around her.
All around.
So the evidence is not really sealed up. Anybody could break in. Well, if they want to, go against the Southside Serpents, that's, territory.
Danger
right there.
zone.
Right.
Yeah.
But her stuff is not locked up at all.
Not at all. And it's just it felt odd to me. First of all, to have her office in the tattoo parlor, and then she's saying that she's still a serpent, shows her tattoo. Mm-hmm. It just was a lot of red flags for me.
I thought it was interesting, though, that the Southside Serpents did pay for her education.
Yes.
Her
brought her
certification.
to college.
Right, which is really,
Yep.
really crazy. Now, Penny Peabody, she actually was in the Little Archie series, the comic books, and which means that there's going to be a new character coming up pretty soon because she is associated with Fangs. Now, Fangs, in the Little Archie series, he actually used to beat up Reggie, Archie, and Jughead. So, which brings up the theory, is Fangs going to be brought up, and is he going to be the hooded character?
That could be. That's a
I
very
mean, I know
good
that's
guess.
a lot of
That's
information.
A lot.
Not that I did some hardcore digging up and Googling and searching last night after the episode of who is Penny Peabody? Who is she? Where did she come from? So Fangs is going to be a character most likely coming up.
Right.
But if you notice, and I don't know if you're doing this at all, whenever there is a character, it doesn't matter if we've seen them first season or second season, I'm looking at their eyes the entire time to see if it's the hooded character.
Oh, yeah, because that's all you could see.
Right.
Is the 5-year-old cutout of the hood.
Right. But Penny Peabody, would you say she's probably late 20s?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
late
she's
20s.
pretty young. The hooded guy, the black hood, what's his name again? Black hooded.
The man with the hood? What are they calling him again? They're calling him a name.
Right. It deals with the hooded character, the hooded killer. We should probably know this.
We should know.
It's
coming up next week, I believe.
But yeah, they revealed the official name to that. In next week's episode, we saw that in the preview. But Fangs would have been around her age. So he might be ruled out because the guy's eyes are a lot older, it looks like.
Yeah. And I mean, how is Fangs? Because I'm not very familiar with Fangs. So how is maybe, because the hooded guy seems muscular.
Right.
Masculine, he's a big beefy guy. So.
And that's what the character is described as Fangs.
Okay.
That he is a bigger guy, that he was a bully and would beat up Reggie, Archie, and Jughead, but he would also he had some crooked teeth as well, which we don't see his teeth under the hood.
Right.
But if he is Penny Peabody's age range, the hooded guy would be too old because you could tell the wrinkles.
Yeah, and it seems Archie was very paranoid because it seems like he's thinking the hooded guy is going after everyone he knows or is associated with.
Right.
So, just meaning maybe Fangs is associated. I don't know how he would be brought up.
Right.
Or how they would introduce him. They're obviously going to introduce him.
Well, and there's another person that we still have to introduce that hasn't been brought up, but the Cooper's son.
Yes. He will be, I think it's mid-season he will be brought up. I believe that's what I read.
And but how old would he be? Probably the same age range as in the 20s, right?
In the 20s, yeah.
So this character
and he seemed
old.
very, like I said before, he was little Abercrombie model, so he seems very skinny. And so I don't know if he would fit the profile.
Okay, so cross him out. Fangs is probably crossed out. He's an iffy. Mm-hmm. You know, I saw actually a meme going around that Betty Cooper's dad might be it.
You know, I was thinking about that on the way here because I was trying to think of who is the killer.
Right.
And
naturally, you have to.
Right. My first thoughts keep going back to Betty Cooper's dad. I mean, where's he been?
Yeah, I have no idea.
He hasn't really been in. He was in a little bit of last week's episode, but not really saying much. And this week he wasn't in there at all. So
right,
what's going on with him?
He would he would know about the teacher, Miss Grundy.
Right.
He would know that because naturally he's married to, you know, Mrs. Cooper, so she tells everybody everything.
Yes. She knows everything.
He would know the history with the cherry blossoms, everything. He pretty much would know everything. So that is a good theory that he might be the killer.
Yeah. I let's keep it back in the books because I mean I agree too that he's got something going on. He maybe has something out for Archie. And
I don't know.
I don't know how Archie keeps connecting the dots of that the killer is going after people he knows. And I get that's what he's thinking, but how is he going to connect the dots on this last one?
Yeah.
You know, because they didn't really interact that much, Archie and Moose and
I mean, just playing football.
Yeah.
And then the random student, what was her name again? I keep on forgetting her name.
the Midge.
Midge, yeah.
Yeah, Midge.
This is the first time we've seen Midge.
Right.
So,
Is there more to that? Is there?
I don't know. But here's also another theory of mine before we get into Jughead Journals, where we talk about what the status is with Jughead. Last season, towards the end, it was all like, okay, you know, fathers killing sons. That's a big theme. It was brought up in the very beginning, first episode of the season. Are they going to now change that, and now it's going to be sons killing fathers? Should we be thinking about maybe a possible son, an older son, killing off fathers? I know that sounds weird, but it's a theory because they keep on bringing up fathers killing sons. Are we going to be seeing the opposite here happen?
It could be.
Like Archie's going to like lose it from taking all these drugs and energy drinks
not
and
sleeping.
Yeah, is he going to lose it and possibly?
You know, maybe he could because I don't know. First of all, Archie with the gun because he now has a gun and not a baseball bat, and being sleep deprived and trying to do these drugs and energy drinks. That's just not going to end well.
No, because look at Reggie came up in the back door. And he tackled him right away. Didn't even question it. He saw a hood, which, I mean, everybody would have done the same thing. Come on, let's be real.
Well, I don't know what Reggie was thinking. I mean, his dad.
That was cruel.
That was very cruel. I was like, let's just go ahead and pull a prank on our friend that his dad just got shot.
Right?
And see how he reacts.
And he's already scared.
He's already scared, not sleeping.
So he didn't even think twice about it. He automatically thought it was the killer, tackled him, and started beating him up. And Reggie was like, hey, man, what's going on?
It was a prank.
Yeah, exactly. So imagine now him sleep-deprived, on energy drinks, now with a gun. Could this just lead to a possible incident with his dad?
I can see that. With all those factors, I can see that coming into play. Yeah. Speaking of, if he's on such high alert, I mean, there's a lot of things that Archie might need to do a little better, like lock the doors.
Yeah, change the locks.
Right. Because Jughead just walks in and about nearly gets, clocked the first, 5 minutes of the show. So.
Yeah, he almost got hit pretty hard, too, with a baseball bat. Let's go on to Jughead Journals. This is going to be a part of the show where we talk about Jughead, this latest condition that he's in, the status he's in, what he's experiencing, because Jughead is really important to the series, first of all.
Yes.
Right now, I'm thinking, is he going to be forced to be a Southside Serpent because he owes Penny Peabody?
I think so.
He's going to be forced to do it. He won't have any choice.
No, because Penny helped save, his dad, gave him that advice. First of all, you don't take the advice from a serpent. You should have just paid the woman and left.
Right. but Jughead's poor. He has no money.
He has no money. Yeah, so he kind of had to do what he had to do. And now, he's living on the streets. So I don't know how he's paying the bills or how he's doing all that, to be honest, in the real life.
Yeah, that's true.
How's he paying for all this stuff? But I think he is going to become a serpent in some point in time. And that's going to give a relationship kind of dynamic for Betty and him.
That's
because
right.
Betty doesn't want him to become a serpent.
Yeah, she doesn't want that at all. And she, you know, has even voiced the fact that she is strongly against the serpents, even though she is all about equality.
Right.
It's going to be really interesting to see that relationship.
Yeah, so I think some things are coming their way in their relationship, some hardship and some decisions that Jughead's going to have to really make, whether he wants to stay in this relationship with Betty or is he going to go by his father's footsteps kind of and follow in line.
Yeah, but he sees how difficult his dad has lived, you know.
They might force him, though. They might.
You did this, I did this for you.
Right, and we're going to have to do it this way or they're going to waterboard him. So I don't know what
it's
going to
be scary because maybe they'll threaten the life of Betty.
Right, they could do that.
So, I don't know. So we're definitely going to want to hear from you on that one. And MVP of the week, what do you think? Who is the all-star?
All-star, no, hands down, Betty Cooper.
Yes, I totally agree with that.
Hands down.
She is trying to be Wonder Woman. She is trying to save Pops and the shop and get, you know, FP out and make sure that he has his rights back. I mean, she's all over the place.
She's trying to save everyone.
And notice that Archie wasn't sleeping.
Yes. Yeah, she even noticed that. She was like, I noticed he's not been laying in his bed.
Which means Betty Cooper stopped creeping in his windows.
Right. Like, there's something going on there.
She still might have feelings for him.
Yeah. Which Jess and I already talked about. We think that's just the 4 relationships. They're all going to intertwine at some point.
No, don't say that.
That's what we think.
No,
it's going to be like the new 90210. Everybody kind of gets with everybody.
No, I like the way the couples are right now.
Oh, I do too. I personally do too. I hope they don't do that. But the way it's going, she's already creeping in his window, being a stalker.
Yeah, it's a little much. Well,
but with her being, the reason I think that she is definitely the MVP is because, I mean, the darker side, she really is the queen bee.
Yeah, she really is. She is, and she's really intense. She's really emotional, and she knows everybody. Like, she gets invested in people's lives. So she noticed when Archie's not sleeping.
Yes.
She noticed when something is not going right with her boyfriend and is stepping in and asking questions and helping Veronica with her relationship with Archie.
Yep.
So, I mean, she's everywhere, but yet her mom is always against her.
Always against her.
It's really harsh.
It is. But I think we're seeing foreshadowing a little bit of the darker side of Betty. I mean, we all know that the Coopers have some skeletons in their closet of their own. So I think a little bit of that is coming out more. And that's why, you know, I think in season 1, we remembered Betty talking about there's some things inside of her that...
Yeah, like because of the markings of her hand where she would automatically cut herself with the nails that she has.
So she has some kind of problems of her own that she's dealing with, and kind of demons are kind of setting out a little bit more for her. That's why I think.
Her and Veronica both have dark sides that are really coming out this season so far. And it seems like the guys are shining this light of, you know, goodness.
Yeah, and you know, that's funny that you mentioned that because I kind of was thinking the women of Riverdale are vicious.
Yes. You have the Blossoms. Both those ladies are extreme. What happened to Betty's sister? We haven't seen her actually in a little while.
Oh, yeah, we haven't seen her.
At all, actually. And she's pregnant. We're going to be
with
seeing...
the twins. Isn't she pregnant with twins? Or supposedly.
Supposedly.
Yeah, so we need to see them, or see her. What was her name? I can't think of it off the top of my head, if you guys can.
Jess is probably shaking her head right now, being like, come on, ladies.
You should know this.
Betty and what is her name?
Is it Penny? It's not Penny, because it's Penny Peabody. We'll look it up.
I should really probably find out right now. But let's see.
That's what I think so too. I think that, Betty is getting a lot darker this season, although Cole Sprouse does not like for the season to be called darker, as we mentioned before.
Right.
He doesn't think that it's darker, but how can it not be?
Yeah.
So
it's clearly darker.
it's clearly
Polly.
I knew it started with the P.
Yes, we were close. Polly, of course. We're going to be seeing her hopefully sometime in the season as well.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So, but other than that, we are seeing Jingle Jangle, which is a new drug. Maybe it's the dealer that is the killer.
So it's a Jingle Jangle. Just correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not up on my new drugs. So
I think they made it up for the series.
right, but is it was it in a pixie stick?
It looked like it was
candy?
crushed up. Yes, it
Okay.
looks like it's a candy, and from the way it reacts to people characters that are using it, it may be like speed or some
Okay.
kind of upper.
Yeah. Okay. It makes you stay up at night. I remember Reggie
days.
saying that.
Yeah, supposed to stay up for days. So I'm assuming it's an upper, and it's a new drug on the scene. So we have that. Fang is a possible person that we're going to be seeing in the near future in the series. Polly Cooper, we still have to find out what's going on with her,
And
the
her
status.
babies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Miss Grundy's ex. That's been rumoring all over social media on where is he going to come up.
Well, here's my thing. When Archie was talking to the sheriff about, Miss Grundy's
Ex, yeah.
and he was being a little paranoid about why is the man with the mask coming after everyone he knows? And he kind of the sheriff says, Miss Grundy's ex has a strong alibi.
Right.
And then Archie just kind of blows that off.
Right.
And just kind of is like, well, yeah, maybe I am being a little paranoid.
Right.
That would just make me think, second guess myself. You know, and
Right.
be like, I am right. There is something going on.
And do some investigating yourself, because
Right.
Archie doesn't let things slide either. He does investigating himself too.
Well,
as we
yeah,
saw in the
but
first
we do
season.
know that he's not a very good looking for the man. We did see the awful flyer.
Yeah.
He was doing. I don't know
He
what he
stayed
was
up
thinking.
hours drawing that.
Yes, the worst flyer ever.
Yes.
Have you seen this man? And he has the mask with the holes. I don't know.
With green
see,
eyes.
With green eyes. I see that walking around every day.
Yeah.
So-
That's what I've been focused on this season the most, is concentrating on everybody's eyes.
Yes.
So then I'm like, ooh, that could be close. That could be close.
That's a good idea. I need to do that.
So, that's what I've been doing. If you have theories, make sure you comment down below. Other than that, we have the promos and stories and notes of everything that we talked about here today under our show notes. You can find it at wccbcharlotte.com. Make sure you subscribe. Hit that subscribe button on this video, and we're going to be on iTunes here shortly as well, so make sure you subscribe on that. Tanya, thank you so much for hanging out
You're
this morning and
welcome.
talking Riverdale.
I love talking Riverdale anytime.
And she's going to be live tweeting every episode, so make sure you follow WCCB Charlotte on Facebook, on Twitter, all of that. And what's your handle, too?
It's Tanya 012612.
You
I
gotta
know.
think
A
about
bunch
it.
of numbers. I know. It's a bunch. My name with a bunch of numbers.
There you go. We'll make sure to post it down below as well. Thanks for joining, and we will see you next week.
Bye.